sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama says she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. Call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It is your boy DTLF back with another video, man. We got a lot to cover here today. Hopefully you guys are doing well, man. What's up, my guy D Free? What's up, Kimiko, Alchemy, Giovanni? What's up, man? Hopefully everybody's doing well. My goodness, man. Every Friday seems like we got an action-packed episode because there's so much going on around the league. I mean, Jovan Bull dropping some gems. You got Shams coming out talking about the Lakers meeting with JJ Redick. We got, Rich Paul making some crazy, wild statements about Bronny. And of course, so much to get into, as well as we're going to talk pregame about the Mavs versus the Timberwolves, because that series is heating up. And I will have the full coverage over on Playback TV, so make sure you guys do stay tuned for that later on as well. But let's kick it off with the rumor of the day. How about that, Chet? How about that? All right. So apparently, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic, JJ Redick is officially the front runner for the Lakers head coaching position. All right. Even though he's never been a head coach before, but it appears likely that he's about to take over, leading LeBron and AD into next season potentially. Wow. So again, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. This is not surprising news to, I think, any of us, right? Because JJ's been a name that's been prominent as far as, the relationship they got with Klutch. Because let's be honest, y'all see the title of this video. It's not clickbait, man. Is Klutch taking over? That's what we really got to talk about. Because it seems to me like they're on the takeover mode right now. They're on takeover mode. And I'm going to get into why I feel that way. But the fact that JJ Redick is the front runner, I think I even seen a clip of Stephen A. Smith talking about why are the Lakers playing coy and not actually reporting how they really feel, right? As far as, being a level playing field with the coaching hiring position. There's clearly a favorite, and it's JJ Redick. And what makes it more interesting is that all these rumors coming out saying how LeBron has nothing to do with this, which I don't believe nothing. I don't believe nothing, right? So you have that. If you guys have any questions about that, comments, concerns, I'm here to answer those. I will be opening up the phone lines. It is Phone Call Friday. This is a pregame for the Mavs game as well. And I will be doing post game as well. So stay tuned for that Phone Call Friday all day today. My guy said LeGoat and LeCaf coming soon to LA. He said, Dan, what's the hype around JJ? The hype around JJ is that they feel like he's the next Pat Riley. Not my words. Not my words. It's just the reports I'm hearing, chat. They feel like he's the next big thing as far as a head coach. If you listen to the podcast, you can tell he knows what he's talking about. But I'm not talking – when I want a head coach, I don't just want an offensive coordinator per se in football terms. We need somebody who can really command the locker room. And is that going to be JJ Redick? We don't know. But at this point, I'm just ready to hear about it, man. Black Mamba 72 said, what's good, Dan? Bro, what are we going to do? Too many options with not enough assets. Or should I say with enough assets? Yeah, honestly, this is one of those off seasons that's going to make or break us, but I think it's going to make us. I feel like the Lakers have something up their sleeve based on everything we're hearing. We already heard the Chris Paul rumors to LA. We heard the Donovan Mitchell rumors. Now, again, you cannot put too many eggs in one basket because, like I said, the Donovan Mitchell rumors are going to be on and off, on and off. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing they're working on a contract extension. They're going to, as soon as the finals ends, so they're going to rework a contract extension. He's eligible for a super max. And now Darius Garland's name being thrown into the fire. So again, a lot of different things at play there, but I find it really interesting. Giovanni said, I don't have a good feeling about JJ. I don't have any feeling about any coach, to be honest. I'm going into this as a Laker fan, blindly, just hoping that whoever takes over has what it takes. That's all. Seems to me like they're trying to take over the whole league. You're not wrong. But the Lakers, I feel like, were the last of the resistance, man. They were, saying, like, there were some things they were trying to do to resist Klutch, and it feels like they're giving in. And let me elaborate a little bit more. So we know about JJ Redick. All right, so they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. We know there's a Klutch situation going on here. We see it's no coincidence that LeBron and JJ started podcasts. Now he's the favorite and the front runner to land the head coaching job. Listen, man, it's not about how hard you work. It's about who you know in that industry. And if you're chumming it up with LeBron, the chances of you getting that job are high, right? I don't want to hear none of this BS about he has nothing to do with the involvement. Now, where I say the Lakers are losing their soul to Klutch is with this report that's coming out right here. All right. Now, we already talked about Bronny being potentially a late second-round pick or even undrafted two-way player. Rich Paul came out and said that his client, Bronny James, will not sign a two-way contract, which allows players to enter the NBA G League team. So what? So what are they saying here? I don't get it. Right? Why does Bronny get the royal treatment? Everybody should earn their way up. If no team drafts him, which, by the way, Bronny has a couple of workouts later this week, one for the Lakers and one for the Phoenix Suns is what's being reported right now. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But come on now. You mean to tell me that Bronny James is above the rest of the competition, meaning if he doesn't get drafted, he's not going to take that route of the two-way contract. He's not going to take the overseas route if necessary. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that's crazy. What is Klutch doing, bro? Klutch got to let this kid earn his keep. They're talking about he wants to carve out his own identity, but yet they're trying to handicap him into the NBA. They're trying to – and listen, it's no coincidence that the Phoenix Suns are going to work this kid out. No coincidence, right? Now, the Lakers already met with JJ Redick for an extended period of time, according to Shams Charania, right? And again, considered the front runner. So you have that. Klutch is holding the Lakers for ransom right now, man. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it all points to LeBron having an ace offseason. What's an ace offseason for LeBron personally? But D- offseason for the Lakers. Ace offseason is going to be, we hire the coach LeBron wants, JJ Redick. Right? Let's be honest. They didn't start a podcast for no reason. They like each other, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit. We hire the coach that LeBron James wants, JJ Redick. We draft LeBron James' son with the 55th pick. That way he doesn't, you don't have to put him on a two-way contract, which LeBron wants. And then we give LeBron James his max extension, no pay cuts, no nothing. That is an ace off season, and that would tell me that the title of this video is accurate. Right now it's all speculation. Klutch taking over? Looks like it. But unless the Lakers go a different route and they do something different this offseason, that's what I'm going to believe. Plain and simple. And again, I'm going to open up the phone lines in just a little bit so you guys can chime in here, give us your thoughts and all of that. But I am not surprised that this is the way the offseason has gone so far. I am not shocked at all. This is how it's trending right now, y'all. Let's read a couple of comments here. Roy says, Craig Burney B had some good players on the Cavs. Do you think he did a good job in the weak Eastern Conference? I think he was a good coach. Listen, he got fired. Bickerstaff got fired because they didn't meet expectations. Not everybody's going to meet expectations. Some coaches just get fired because of that. But I think he's a good coach. Sure. Should the Lakers consider him? I don't know. At this point, they were talking about it. It was an open playing field. Now I'm starting to feel like all the names that were thrown out there was just to make the Lakers look like they did their due diligence. They're like phantom interviews, to be honest with you. Because it seems like no matter what, every week I'm hearing more and more that JJ Redick is the front runner. We heard it 2 weeks ago. I reported it on here on the live stream. Now we're hearing that he's the clear-cut front runner by Shams, a super credible source, probably the most credible source alongside Woj. So must be some truth to it. My guy said Rich Paul is a shark, man. All he does is make big play power moves. Some of them work out, some don't, like Noel. He said, I don't think that's about him not getting drafted. He'll get drafted 100%. Bro, the bottom line is they're saying that there's no way in hell that any team could get Bronny on a two-way contract. Like he's either getting drafted or what? What's the alternative to what Rich Paul is saying? If he doesn't get drafted, he's not going to be on a two-way contract. He's not going to try to fight for that. What, is he giving up his NBA dreams? What's the alternative to him not getting drafted? That's what bothers me about that. And if you want to call in right now, bro, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. But this is crazy. Any news on Ty Lue yet? No news on Ty Lue right now, my guy. Pretty much they have not, they have not been able to re-up with the Clippers. So, I mean, worst case scenario, they could hold on to him for the last year, and then try to re-up with him after the Lakers are off the table and they have their coach. So they're in the driver's seat, but we'll see what happens there. It sounds like JJ Redick. Listen, if I had to put my money on it, I'd bet that JJ Redick is our next head coach. And if that's the case, then let's see what else happens in favor of Klutch. This is why this is the offseason I didn't want to have, to be honest with you guys, unless it works out. If it works out, then screw it. I'd rather be wrong than right and it doesn't work out. But it seems like too much of a heavy influence from Klutch here on the Lakers, man. And it seems like Klutch is going to have their clutches on the Lakers until LeBron retires. That's what it seems like. And that's the bad news for all of us diehard Laker fans. It's like, man, like we got to go through how many more years of this, Klutch stuff, man. So basically they put a gun to everybody's head saying draft Bronny or you don't have a chance at him in a two-way contract. And you definitely don't have a chance at LeBron. That's what it's sounding like to me. Now, I find it interesting that the Phoenix Suns of Arizona are about to give Bronny a workout, right? And why do I find that interesting? I'll tell you why I find that interesting. Because I think they only have one draft pick and it's in the 22nd, right? So why in the heck would they reach and draft Bronny, who hasn't proven anything in his career, to be honest, if we're talking about individual talent outside of his last name? Yeah, why would they reach and draft him unless there's some backdoor stuff going on and conversations going on with potential with LeBron James? Again, we don't know anything right now. It's all pure speculation, but it's been a fun offseason so far. I mean, I've had to drop a lot more content than I usually do around this time of the year. Usually I'm more focused on the playoffs right now, but the Lakers have dominated the news cycle, which they always do, but not this early after their exit in the playoffs. So we fired our coach already. We already have another name that seems like to be the prominent choice in JJ Redick. And then again, I find it very interesting that all this is coming out, and then LeBron and Klutch are trying to wash their hands and say, we have nothing to do with this coaching hire. Bullshit. I call bullshit, y'all. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I call BS on those allegations that they have nothing to do with it. Just look at the way things are playing out. All the reports are pro-LeBron reports, pro-Klutch reports, right? Pro-Klutch reports. This is not a coincidence. But again, it's all interesting to me. By the way, shout out Jovan. He's been putting in the work, man. Jovan reporting that the Lakers could stand to upgrade both their starting wing and backup center spots this offseason. They need a fifth starter who blends the strength of Hachimura and Vanderbilt and a better center option behind Davis and Wood and Hayes. So I find that interesting that we hear Hachimura and Vanderbilt, right? Because that means that right now, before they hire their coach, those guys seem to be in the plans. There's no mention of Austin Reeves. There's no mention of D'Angelo. So that's interesting. What could that signify right there? But shout out to Jovan again. He continues to do the Lord's work, man, when it comes to the Lakers. And that reporting is A1. A1. But let me go ahead and open up the phone lines, man. See what you guys think. Is Klutch taking over? Will it be a successful offseason regardless? Like, what is going on, y'all? What is going on? Make sure you guys do tap in later on as well. Thank you, Kimiko. Thank you. Make sure you guys do tap in for the Timberwolves versus Mavericks game 2. The first one was an absolute banger. But let me go ahead and drop this link. It is Phone Call Friday, so I will be chopping it up with you guys all day. Make sure you guys do tap in. He said, DTLF, Bron and JJ said that any team needs 7 to 8 pure ballers that can play. Do we have them on the Lakers now? Depends on the coach. If the coach brings the most out of guys like Christian Wood, Vando, Max Christie, Austin Reeves, whoever we get, whether we bring back D'Lo or we get another guard, you got AD, you got LeBron, you got, we have more than enough talent to make an 8-man rotation. It's just about how they utilize them. I find it interesting that Jovan is saying the Lakers are interested in upgrading the backup positions at the wing and at the big man position, right? I find it extremely interesting because, again, remember the rumors early on were hunting for a third star. Those are still heavy rumored. Those are still heavily rumored. And so if we are hunting for a third star, then it will make more sense that we look to upgrade those positions after some of those key pieces are gone. You know what I mean? We don't have a lot of money to throw in free agency right now. So that is interesting. By the way, if you guys already have it, man, tap in to Flex Friday on Prize Picks. Really quick, not going to do the entries. I think I'm going to have the entries ready for you guys before I even do these videos. So that's what I did, man. This is my entry if you guys want to tail it. Don't forget promo code DTLF. I got Gafford, more on rebounds for tonight's game. I got Kyrie Irving, more on points. I think he's going to continue to cook. Naz Reid, more on points. I got Derek Lively, more on rebounds. Over. Luka Doncic, I went over last time. I'm going to go less this time on rebounds, 8.5, since there's so many bigs on the floor. And then I'm going to go less on Anthony Edwards for the fantasy score. He hasn't been hitting that consistently. So again, promo code DTLF gets you 100% deposit match guaranteed. Shout out to my sponsor, Prize Picks. Definitely fun, man. It just changes the way you watch these games when you tap in with Prize Picks. All right. So if you already haven't done it, please do so whenever you get a chance. Yeah, Max Christie exists. Exactly. Max Christie is out here, y'all. Max Christie is out here, and he needs to be utilized properly. And hopefully the next head coach, if that's JJ Redick, hopefully he he gets utilized properly, because, man, it was sad to see him just rot away after having a pretty solid regular season for sure. My guy said having JJ's like a teenager having the keys to the family car before he's even driven. Ooh, that's a good comparison. Okay, Craig. We see you, Craig. We see you, my boy. Dad, would you want Darius Garland on the Lakers or Zach LaVine? If I had to choose between both of them, I'm taking the healthier, younger one, which is Darius Garland. But if they were both in their prime and they were both healthy and they can promise health for the rest of their careers, Zach LaVine would have been the player. But to be honest, I want neither. I don't think either of those is going to help us to a championship. We need size. We need wing depth. So I was very pleased to see those rumors, saying circulating about us looking to upgrade at those positions. But I do want to know, Chad, and if anybody's interested in calling in, I do want to know what are you guys' thoughts on the Klutch takeover on the Lakers? Are they going overboard with this? This whole Bronny won't play on a two-way contract thing, or are they just right? All right, we got our first caller of the day, my guy, Solitary Introvert. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey, Dan, good to see you. Yeah,
good to see you, man. How you been?
I've been hanging in there. But yeah, I've been hearing some rumors too about about Klutch Sports. Yeah, you're right about that, because it's like, man, they trying to push these agendas and stuff like that.
They're definitely showing they're flexing their power, and I'm not mad at it. If I was Klutch, I'd probably be doing the same thing, trying to usher certain clients in certain directions and trying to get Bronny drafted. They're doing it. Listen, they must not be hearing great feedback from the scouts if this is the stance they're having. So this to me puts pressure on the Lakers. Because if they want to hold on to LeBron, then I don't think LeBron will be too happy if Bronny goes undrafted and then nobody throws him a two-way contract or anything, right? So it's like saying, Lakers, y'all got the 55th pick, make the right decision. Don't let them fall out of the draft. We don't want our client on a two-way contract. That's what it sounds like to me. Me personally, though, I don't like doing business with a gun to my head. You know what I mean? So if I'm the Lakers, now I'm thinking of this like, whoa, okay, so where does it stop? If we hire the coach LeBron wants, if we draft the player LeBron wants, his son, if we, where does it stop? We already traded for AD when he wanted. We brought his good buddy, old pal, Russell Westbrook, even though they claimed they had nothing to do with that. Right. We hired coaches he's liked, like Darvin Ham. Where does it stop? I know you're a Magic fan, so I want to ask you, from the outside looking in, man, where do you think it stops with Klutch? Are they going to continue to bully the Lakers? What's going on here?
Man, yeah, I think it's one of those things too, because it's like, they got this company that it just has like people that work in there and stuff like that. They may maybe continue to talk about it or something like that, but it depends though. So I think it might.
Yeah, man. By the way, you've been paying attention to Clippers, brother? Who you got coming out of the West and the East, man?
Oh man, yeah, I've been hearing y'all on playback. I've been because I think the Mavericks, I think Minnesota they still got a chance though. They may go to 7 games. Yeah, because I think Anthony Edwards, man, he's built different.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. He's different, man. What about in the East, man? You think the Pacers have a chance? Now, unfortunately, Tyrese Halliburton got injured, so it doesn't look likely that they'll have a chance. But man, that's tough. They after dropping game one, which was very winnable, I feel like they lost all momentum. How you feel about that one?
Oh, you talking about the Sutter series? Yeah, that Boston series. That series is crazy because when I seen that first game, it was pretty bad too. Like the referee was, they, with Boston, it's like, man, I want Indiana to win that series, man.
Yeah, man, that most definitely. It should be a fun playoffs. Thanks for tapping in, my brother. Good luck to your Magic next season, man.
All right, I will always watch on playback. Yes.
Appreciate you. Hey, we got another big game coming up tonight, so stay tuned. And now we got 25 VIP passes, so more chances of you guys getting to watch with us. Thank you, brothers. Thank you so much for tapping in, man. Appreciate you.
All right, God bless.
All right, brother. My guy, man. Orlando Magic fans, listen, we got callers and viewers from everywhere and very classy, man. I definitely respect that. Thanks for the call. Let's see here. We got a couple of comments. Ham wasn't a LeBron coach. Care to elaborate on that? Because from what I remember, all the rumors were saying that both LeBron and AD approved of Darvin Ham. They only barely fell out, man, when all this negativity talk. That's when LeBron started taking the clipboard and all this stuff. But to me, the players have always been involved, and as they should be, because when you're a star in Los Angeles, you're always involved. Even Kobe Bryant was involved, but the difference is Kobe didn't have Klutch. That's the difference. Man, Klutch is like a super mafia. They're trying to, like my guy D Free said, they're trying to take over the league, not just the Lakers. But let me go ahead and bring him in. Matter of fact, I know he's got some interesting stuff to say. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? Welcome.
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Just diving in on all these rumors, man. What are your thoughts on everything we just discussed?
Where do I start? I mean,
wherever you want, my brother. The world is yours.
I mean, there's a lot, right? Like, so the first thing I'll say is, I guess because the last thing I kind of heard before I shifted over from my phone to my computer, because you caught me while I was home, is the Bronny thing. I think the Bronny thing is interesting. For the record, I think he's going to get drafted no matter what. I don't think there's ever any chance he's going to go undrafted. I think even though they're trying to do the whole
but let me ask you this. Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you think he's going to get drafted because of the influence of Klutch and his pops? Or do you think it's strictly like talent-based, like what he's been doing? Because not to take nothing away from him, he's been phenomenal. These couple of workouts he's been taking, he's been looking good, right? So
yeah. So I don't think Bronny's going to get drafted at all for Klutch, his dad, or anything like that, personally. I do think there are other reasons he would get drafted. It's not only talent or what he could potentially do, but I do think box office means a lot because he himself has his own brand. He's got his own name. And some of that ties back to his dad, obviously, because he is LeBron Jr. So he is going to, put butts in seats. That's one of the reasons why people would draft him. One of these other teams that's just kind of trying to put butts in seats because they don't really have much of a goal is going to draft him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're expecting LeBron to go there. I don't think Rich Paul, trying to do the whole power move is going to influence it too much. It's just more of a, hey, just so you know, if you don't pick him up when you have a chance to, he's not going to be there for you later on. Right. Where you can kind of, like, if that's the case, if you want to try to double dip like that, that's why he's saying that, because you're going to double dip. You're going to get somebody else. You're going to wait for him later and then still rely on him to do what he can do for your organization by putting butts in seats if that's your goal, right?
Yeah.
I think for his own merit, I just think it's so weird, he himself, because we really don't know what he is, because he was in a position this whole last year where he missed the whole offseason because of the heart thing, got shot in, wasn't a great team, wasn't a lot of minutes available. He didn't play well, but he didn't even play as good as he looked like he could potentially based on his last season in high school. So like he's a weird prospect because I think he's just now getting back to what he probably would have been because he missed so much time and was just thrust into the season. And we see that happen even at the NBA level with guys like, we know Gabe, for example, just for us, he never looked anything like what he could have been because of the injury. He didn't have time to reacclimate, things like that. So I think Bronny's a weird prospect because of that, but I don't think he's a star prospect. Obviously, I think he's a late first, second round, mid-second, probably in that range. And I think he'll get drafted for multiple reasons. But one thing Rich Paul did say like last week was that he does want an organization to draft Bronny because they want Bronny, not to try to lure LeBron, but because they want Bronny. And they've strategically been walking back all the LeBron stuff lately because it's become more apparent that, all the LeBron stuff is LeBron. It's not really it's not really Bronny all the time. It's all LeBron. Oh, LeBron wants this. LeBron wants to play with his son. LeBron wants this and that. And this is why I push back on the Klutch LeBron thing, because Klutch isn't just LeBron. It's not even his organization on paper anyway. They do, you got to say on paper, right? But they do things for their other clients too. And that's what Rich is doing for Bronny here, where it's like, hey, Bronny, you know, he wants to go somewhere where he's going to get developed. He has this and that in mind. He has this as a plan, things like that. So I think on him, I think Bronny will get drafted regardless. I don't really think this is a power play in particular for the Lakers. I think it's more so for the other teams, because if he's sitting there at 55, I don't think the Lakers hesitate. They're going to draft him. No matter what the motivation, they're going to draft him.
I agree, but again, to me, you know, if we didn't have LeBron, the question is, if we didn't have LeBron, would it still be?
No. Yeah. I don't think the Lakers specifically have a need for him. I don't, even if like, I mean, maybe they would see something in him, but I don't, you know, I don't think so.
Well, I agree, and I'm glad you always keep it real, bro. That's why I got mad love and respect.
Yeah, now, for sure.
Now, so Bronny gets drafted here. You're hearing the JJ Redick stuff. Do you truly believe LeBron and Klutch has zero to do with JJ Redick? I mean,
no, I don't think LeBron has nothing to do with hiring any coach. Like, I don't. Like, there have been reports lately saying like LeBron like has never had anything to do with even a coach getting fired or hired ever from Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst does not have the same access to LeBron that he used to have to him back when LeBron was in Cleveland. I think there was some sort of fallout or whatever, you know, way back whenever he came to LA. But regardless, he's been really connected, at least through that first portion of LeBron's career prior to LA. So hearing him say stuff like that's kind of weird, right? Like, how are you going to say this? Because we know anytime an organization hires or fires a coach, they're always going to get to the star. They're going to say, how do you feel about, like, even there are reports coming out saying like Donovan Mitchell had nothing to do with JB, but like they obviously asked him, right? Like, so that's a weird thing to me. Like, on the topic of JJ, I think it's weird because part of me is like, okay, maybe LeBron, and you got to throw AD in there. Cause I heard you say, are we going to just do this until LeBron retires? No, you're not, because AD is Klutch too. Like, they're going to keep it going. So
but I just feel like AD doesn't have the same power LeBron does, because LeBron's a mega star. Meanwhile, AD's a really, really big star, but he's not. I don't feel like he has the same influences.
Yeah, but it's not LeBron or AD. It's Rich Paul. That's the point.
Right.
Rich Paul himself is established as a powerhouse in the league, as an agent. That's the point. And so if Rich Paul comes to you and says, I want this, this, and this, you more often than not are going to capitulate, because you're going to have more of his clients in the future. That's the point.
My pushback to that argument would be that AD is actually tradable while LeBron is not. You don't trade him like LeBron. If AD starts saying, I want this coach and I want this player.
Well, if he asks for too much, hell you ship him out, right? You don't got to deal with it. But the thing is, you still got to deal with Rich Paul.
Right. So Rich Paul and LeBron, I think they're going to team up once LeBron retires. Absolute freaking powerhouse. They're going to continue to be that, because let's be honest, they started the Players League movement. They made it a Players League, which is a good thing for them and a good thing for you know, saying for free agents and stuff. But it's not necessarily always a good thing for the fans and for the front offices, because the fans in the front offices, you know what I'm saying, they used to hold players accountable, like, oh, he requested a trade, he's a villain. You know what I'm saying? And then it was never the same when a front office would just trade a player. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, what they're doing was in our best interest. So it was never a two-way street. So that's why the players say, you know what? Next CBA, we need to have more say. We need to have, you know, all these player options. We need to have all these things, all these incentives. You know, there's incentives in these contracts that are getting people $40 million more dollars.
Yeah, I saw that. The All NBA.
If this ain't a player league, I don't know what is. Right?
But that's also why in the most recent one, they started pushing back on it, saying, hey, you're going to play these number of games, because it went too far, right? With some of that load management, all that stuff too. But yeah, no, I agree. But on the topic of JJ, I also am like, I kind of feel like maybe he is who just the Lakers want, right? And so like that's where like interests align, because it's sometimes is like, okay, well, is this just what LeBron wants, right? But I think maybe at the end of the day, he is what they want. And if he is what they want, I think that's what they would do. I think here's what my thought process is, is if LeBron came to them and said, hey, I want you to hire JJ, they're still going to do their due diligence and hire who they think is the right guy. That doesn't mean they're going to just automatically say, hey, here's JJ because you asked for it, right? I think they're still going to figure out who they want. It's just that the market is very dry, which is the same thing that happened with Ham. the market is extremely dry. So you're going to wind up settling for somebody. And really what they've done is they've waited for Lou and there's no movement there. So they're kind of forced, if they want to do something, to start moving now. But I think JJ has potential. He seems like the type of personality, not just with the X's and O's, but he's kind of got a little bit of what's the word? Pushback to him in the personality, where he seems like the type of guy that would talk to you.
Sure.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of guy. So I'm interested. I'm not sure like he's the right guy because, like I said, it's not very many options, but I'm interested in what he could potentially be.
He intrigues me too. I'm not gonna lie. He intrigues me a little bit. He intrigues me. Like I said, I'm not gonna overreact to any coach. Last time we were excited about Darvin, I remember
and Darvin said all the right things, man.
He said the right things, and he was coming from winning, a program. So we're thinking, he's going to utilize the size like Milwaukee does.
Yeah.
And yes, again, right? So, but no, this time I'm coming into it with an open mind as a fan, probably for the first time in my life. I was always too emotional about one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And I want, if it is JJ Redick, I just want him to have command of the locker room. Most importantly, we know offensively he's probably going to be great because most guards are great at drawing up plays. He was a guard in this league, right? So they got to be able to read, they got to be able to adapt, and I think he'll be good at that. The only questions is, will LeBron respect him? Will LeBron's teammates respect him since they're podcast mates? Do you think that continues to go, D-Free?
No, the podcast has to end. It's going to end.
I agree.
If he's hired, it has to. I don't know that they can legally do it, like with like the way that they talk about other players and stuff, but they have to end it. It doesn't make any sense to keep it going.
I think JJ will just pass it to one of his colleagues
he probably has to end his own podcast too, by the way. So I don't know how that all works.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, right? Now, let me ask you, because you're a very bright basketball mind. What is your ideal scenario for the Lakers? Like, what is best case scenario? How this would play out? Do you want to trade for a third star, or you rather keep building through depth like me and adding pieces? How you feel?
Depends on the third star.
Okay,
because I was gonna say if Mitchell is actually available, I'm going for it. I think you go all in. Because he's that type of star that's like a fringe superstar, depending who you ask. He's like a superstar adjacent, right? Yeah. I would go for him. I think. If it's somebody else of like a lesser tier, like Garland, I think Trey's better than Garland, above him. Trey even. Great. I'm not so sold on it. But the problem with the depth thing is, last year we saw them build the team in a way where LeBron was supposed to pull back a little bit. And you remember the first week of the season, LeBron was extremely pissed off at the minutes restriction and things like that. And they just scrapped all of that. And so it threw the whole rotation into whack, where it's like Rui's supposed to be getting so many minutes. He's not. Vando was hurt. Rui and these guys are in and out of the rest. So they tried to build it that way, but they had a lot of complications. And then Ham is going to ham, obviously. And so I think that the depth model can work, but I also think that you need the right guys in there, which, speaking of the podcast, they talked about how LeBron himself actually says teams nowadays only need 2 stars. You just need depth around them, but you need the right pieces. You need playoff performers. And for example, I think a guy like Hayes on the roster last year could have gave valuable minutes, but I don't think he's a playoff big guy. I don't think he has that level to him yet. Maybe in the future he'll have it, but I think you need the right guys, right? And we really kind of saw that with, again, Ham is going to ham with his rotations and stuff, but we saw that a little bit with the roster last year, where it was, or this season, whatever, where some players just shrunk. For example, Austin is a playoff performer, right?
Yeah.
D'Lo is an 82-game player, but not the 16 games after that. We see that, and that was actually reported before he even came back to LA that he had did that. So it is what it is with him. Even TP came in, and he was the only guy off the bench even doing anything, right? So some of these guys you can keep and stick around. And I think some of the other guys you have on the roster, like Max, it's yet to be seen, but I think you need the right guys around. If it's the right star, I'm cool with going for the 3 stars, unless somebody else pops on the market that's Donovan Mitchell adjacent that we can maybe get, but I don't really see that happening either. Yeah,
man. It's really hard with this third star. The contract situations is complicated. How many you have to give up and how many you get back. Yeah. And all of that is going to factor into it. We Jovan, doing the Lord's work out here, man. He said, and I quote, he said, many in the industry believe the Lakers would like to upgrade around James, Davis, and Reeves. So apparently that's the big 3 we keeping. Again, it's all hearsay for now. It's all rumors, but that probably means D'Angelo Russell ends up elsewhere. Now it says the Magic may pay him outright. The Nets could go for via sign and trade, or even the Cavaliers or something big with LA near the draft. I would love it, man. How you feel about D'Lo? I would love it if we can sign and trade him. I think that is absolutely the best case scenario. How you feel about the D'Angelo Russell situation?
Yeah. Oh, one last thought I had on the previous. The only reason I think also the Lakers may try to swing the fence for a third star, even if it's somebody like I said, Trey or whatever, who I don't really have a gripe with getting Trey. I don't really love Garland. I don't think Garland's bad, but I don't really love him. But I don't really have much of a problem getting Trey either.
Right.
But the reason why too is because LeBron. Because LeBron, you need to take some of that ball pressure duty off of him. And then secondly, you're trying to find somebody to pair with AD because apparently their goal is to build around AD after. So you can get an early head start on it now for a couple of years and see how it works. And maybe it doesn't work in the future and you just, ship out this star that you pick up now in a couple of years, right? That's part of the reason why they would maybe be inclined to do that. And then on the topic of, wait, what was your other question? My bad. We moved back to the other.
No, I was talking about D'Angelo Russell,
D'Lo. Yeah.
Best case scenario for me would be to sign and trade. And what do you think?
You don't want to lose that asset. The Lakers have lost several assets, in my opinion, over the last several years. Even with guys like Mo Bamba and Beasley the year prior, they were even if they didn't retain them as players, those contracts were tradable. Those were good tradable. You need those mid-sized contracts to keep on your books to trade them out, because when you start looking at a star player, you have to start stacking these contracts. And so it's good that the Lakers have them now, because for a couple of years ago, they didn't have any of that. It was just LeBron and AD and a bunch of minimum guys. And they have those tradable contracts now with the Reeves, with the Rui, with the Vando, if they want to trade in these guys. But I think with D'Lo, you need to keep that contract on your books because you don't want to lose that asset, because you can't replace it. You can't go out there and say, okay, he's gone, I'll go get another 20 million guy. You don't have the space for that.
Right.
So you have to keep him, I think. So trading it would be awesome. I don't want to enter the season with him, though. If we enter the season, he has to be moved by the deadline. That's my absolute minimum.
That's doomsday scenario, bro.
That's the minimum.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And by the way, man, so far, man, take of the day, bro. We got this new thing. We celebrate the great take. Here you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. You be killing it on here, man. People actually asking you questions. You got your first question here. If you'd like to read it and answer it, take it away, D-Free.
It says, what about a starting big so AD can play the 4? You think the Lakers should emphasize on getting a legitimate starting big other than just a backup? I am cool with that. The only problem with getting a big is no matter what big you get, unless it's like a superstar big or something. But from 85% of the bigs in the league, no matter who you get, they're going to wind up being situational when we start hitting deeper into the season, into the playoffs, because you're going to end up closing games with AD at the 5. You're going to end up in certain matchups, like we talked about on Twitter a little bit with Valanciunas. If you get him, he's slow-footed. He's not able to do these things. He'll look a lot like Marc Gasol a few years ago, but just better, right? So like you're not able to play him versus certain matchups. But I think having that guy on the roster for 20 to 25 minutes a game is nice. It's just, do you want to get a big to pair with AD for 20 minutes at, a good contract number? Because what are they expecting versus what you can offer? But at the end of the day, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with getting a big to play with him, because regardless of the fact that, like I said, they're going to probably end games with him at 5, because even they did that in the playoffs in 2020 when they won it most of the time. Regardless of that, I think he still needs somebody with him so he doesn't have to go through the grind of the regular season.
Most definitely.
And they got guys this year, but they were not centers. Like, they need a real center. Like, Christian Wood is smaller than AD. Like, that doesn't make
sense. They need some girth up top, no Diddy, man. They need some because you know what, man? We got skinny centers year after year. They're just going to get pummeled when they go up against the world.
Exactly. So, that's what they need. So I don't mind that.
I agree, man. And on top of that, I'll say this. I want a 3 big man rotation this year, like 3 consistently, similar to the Minnesota's. I think they have the blueprint. We had it in 2020. Yeah. We had it, but we went away from
it. Especially if they could shoot. I need AD to get back to shooting. I need another shooter in there. I think Christian Wood can be your 3rd big. So I don't really mind that as much, but I think we need a shooter in there for sure.
Absolutely, man. My goodness. D-Free, man. Hey, thank you again, man, for coming through and blessing our channel. Always, man, you're always welcome on here. You got a little bit of time. I'd like to keep you on the panel and just bring in some more callers, man. I don't want.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm free right now. I'm just waiting on a package here, but it's like an hour away, so I'm chilling.
I'm waiting for my mail Friday too. I got collectible cards, basketball cards. I collect coming in today, so I'm excited.
That's what's up. Yeah, I had seen that. I'd be collecting other type of stuff, but
hey, man, whatever your passion is, that's your passion. All right, let's bring in our next caller, man. Added to the group. Let me see, my guy Just B. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey,
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
What's going on, D Free? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. You?
Nah, man, I'm doing all right, bro. I'm blessed, bro. Good to be here.
That's what's up.
Man, how you feel about this whole Klutch takeover situation, man? Am I exaggerating it, or do you think this? How you feel?
Nah, man, you kind of hit the nail on the head, man. I'm kind of right there with you. It's honestly, bro, it's tiring me out, bro. It's been tiring me out, you know, because it seems like every time I refresh my page on Bleacher or whatever website, it's the same news with them saying he's the front runner. You know, JJ's the front runner, and I'm like, you know, there's got to be something else going on. You know, like give us a better update than that. Other than that, don't say nothing. But I'm just tired of the whole Klutch situation, man. They can all go for all I care, bro. Because you know, you said it time and time again. The name on the front of the jersey is what's more important to me, you know, than versus what's on the back. No offense to LeBron or any of the LeBron fans that's out there, man. But you know, Jeannie got to get her act together and take over this franchise again, man. She's giving them way too much power, bro.
Yeah, you know what, man? For me, it's like. I love LeBron, man. That the fact that he came here and reestablished his franchise where it belongs on the top in 2020 was
right.
Grateful. Whatever he does moving forward, I'm grateful. But I agree with you, man. I just think we never seen this as a Laker fan base. We never seen a player come in and command so much. And LeBron,
so much.
He's changed the game because he does this everywhere he goes.
Yeah. He's the only player that you could get that would be able to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's to your point, DP. That's why I think a lot of people have mixed feelings, and they're like, I want him to leave because they don't want him.
Yeah. He's the only player that you could get that could do this. Maybe like Steph, but that's like it. You can't. There's nobody else. That can do this,
yeah.
So.
Right.
Holding soul back, man. I feel you, Just be. But check this out. So, what is your best case scenario for this offseason for the Lakers? What would you like to see as a diehard Laker fan that I know you are?
As a best case scenario, man, that somebody other than us drafts Bronny and LeBron just says, you know what, I'm gonna go wherever he does go. Man, that like I said, I don't hate LeBron, but man, just going back to it, I remember like the day he signed with us, and I wasn't happy. Yeah. I know we, you know, thinking like now we want to chip and everything like that, but when he signed, I knew what was coming with it. Like I was talking with my brother. We were like, man, we got LeBron. The headlines are like, we got LeBron. I'm like, yeah, but I know he's going to handcuff us. And here we are, 5-6 years later, we're in this position. But now, best case scenario, man, is, you know, all jokes aside, hopefully D'Lo picks up his option, or we do a sign and trade, something like that. We're able to kind of work a deal. I'm more so about trying to build with depth. But you know, if that third star is out there, you know, like a Donovan Mitchell or Lauri Markkanen, something like that, another big, you know, that'd be solid pickup, man. But you know, they got some homework to do and some work to do out there.
Most definitely, man. You watching the playoffs right now? You watching the Eastern and Western Conference Finals?
I am, man. I'm into it, man. Nothing else to do. We at the house. So.
How about them Celtics, though?
Man.
I'm so sick of the Celtics.
Easiest road to the finals ever, bro.
Every round somebody got hurt, man. The first round was no Jimmy, second round no Allen, then Mitchell leaves. Now Tyrese is hurt.
Man, I'm starting to think they got a hitman over there in Boston. They taking people out, bro.
Motherfuckers, man. I tell you, they do have one of the easiest paths. If they do, God forbid, I feel sick.
Dude, I ain't never seen this good a team have this easy a path.
Yeah, but too easy. They better catch the same or worse flack than we caught in the 2020 championship year.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Man,
right.
This has been, I mean, everybody they faced feels like they're injured, man. It just feels
I just told you, everybody is injured.
Everyone.
It's crazy, bro. But you know what? Let's hope to the basketball gods for some justice, and hopefully the West comes out and reigns supreme.
Right, definitely.
Who do you guys think has the better chance? Dallas or the Timberwolves? Who would you guys prefer to see potentially match up versus Boston?
I'll let you go first, Just be.
Man, probably many. I hope Minnesota would get there just because of their size, because Boston, they struggle a little bit with that.
Mhm.
I know there's reports of Porzingis possibly coming back like a little bit later. Hopefully he doesn't. He stays injured, so they're not complete. And that way Minnesota gives them a lot more of a challenge up front. In the front court. And Boston, they've been known to choke a lot of games, but I wouldn't mind the Dallas Mavericks either, just because I want to see Kyrie kind of go back to Boston and dominate. That'd be a good little storyline right there.
Bro, I was thinking of that this morning. I was like, can you imagine if Kyrie gets to the finals versus Boston, bro? If he kills Boston, you know what kind of cult hero he would become to like 90% of the NBA, bro?
Man.
After he told him he would stay, mind you.
Right. Yep.
That left.
if you guys will have me, I remember he said something.
Yeah. If you guys will have me, I'd love to stay.
Yeah, he left the next week.
I'm actually
by me. He did the right thing by me, bro. I
think Dallas would absolutely just shred them. I think Dallas would shred them personally.
I think so. Yeah.
I think Dallas, they got them 2 All NBA defensive guards, which is cool. I think Kyrie cooks both of them. I think Luka will cook whoever they put on him. I think Dallas just cooks them. The thing with Mini is that if you keep Ant in check, it's a lot easier to deal with them because they can't score with you. That's the thing. Where Dallas can score with the Celtics. The Celtics, statistically, because of their easy pass, have one of the best rosters of all time, right? Quotes up. Because of the way that statistically their offense and defense is something I think they have the highest offensive rating in NBA history this year, which just keeps happening every year for some reason. But yeah, I think with Mini, they can't score with them. If they keep Ant in check, to any degree, which Dallas in the last game, they did the Giannis treatment on him, where they said, we're going to build the wall. They literally built the wall on Ant and kept him away from the rim and just let him shoot a bunch of threes, which he settled for. And I don't expect that to work the entire series, but if you can get 1 or 2 clunkers out of him, all of a sudden that puts a lot of pressure on the rest of Mini. Whereas Dallas has 2 stars that can get you the bucket. So I think Dallas would shred them personally.
Well, I'll tell you this. My prediction was the Timberwolves in 7 games, and I'm sticking with it just because I feel like they haven't utilized their advantage fully. They haven't really attacked the paint like that. Dallas has some decent size, but they got a rookie over there, Derek Lively.
But he leads the playoffs in plus minus right now at plus 120, dude. He's one of my favorite players. But at some point, you got to look to exploit his youth, man, and his inexperience. To do it. But I mean, I'm rooting for him because he's been one of my favorite rookies. I wanted the Lakers to draft him, man.
I know, man.
He would have been so good for us this year.
He would have been.
Yeah, he's exactly what the doctors ordered. But I'll say this: I'm sticking with Mini. I don't know why. I like their length and size just so much versus any game. Versus any team in a 7-game series. I think size is king if it's utilized properly. I think they'll eventually figure it out. But if the Mavs and Kyrie get to the finals, oh man, that's gonna be headlines up the yang, bro. It's gonna be so fun to watch.
Sir.
May the best team win. That's all I gotta say. in the East, I think the Pacers are done. But then again, they went down 0-2. Although everything hinges on the injury for Tyrese.
He got hurt again, so that's where I think they're gonna get swept now. I now.
Could happen.
Get swept, so.
But yeah, man. Let's hope for the best on the West Coast. Just be free, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man.
All good, bro. Anytime, man. I appreciate you having me on. All right, D3. You guys take care, brother.
All right, brother. Blessings.
All right.
Let's bring in our next caller, man. Now, this guy, he generated some buzz the last time he was on here. They were mentioning his name, man. My guy Solo. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Dan? What up, D3? Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Always a pleasure. How you feeling about this whole situation with Klutch?
I don't like it at all, man. The optics of it all is horrible. Yeah. Especially for a franchise as storied as ours, man.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be in this situation. This looks like we look like one of those downtrodden teams that's trying to hang on to a superstar at this point. You know what I mean? And man, it's bad. It's bad.
I agree. And like I said, this franchise is not used to this type of thing, and it feels like ever since the late great Dr. Jerry Buss died, it's been downhill. In spite of the 2020 championship, that's literally the only good season in the last 14 years. So we've kind of we have to refine our identity as a franchise all over again, because yeah, the kids, especially the horse racing one, he let the team drop off, unfortunately, and we haven't been able to recover from that. I mean,
said horse racing, and I thought of Jokic instantly. I was like, wait a minute, what?
That's the horse rider. You feel me? Horse racing.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah, but you know, it is that one thing, man, that I think it hurts me the most to see that right now. Like you said, man, it looks like we're desperate for stars. I mean, I remember the one thing we did that was so out of characteristic for the first time that I had never seen in my life as a life. 28 years as a Laker fan, I never seen us beg for a free agent to stay like we did Dwight Howard with the billboards.
Oh yeah, that was shameful.
Bro, when that happened, I was so upset, brother. I was pissed. I couldn't believe it.
You know, I think because Dr. Buss, you know, his passion, the Lakers was his passion. You know what I mean? His whole heart and his soul went into this organization. And the kids, their passions are in other places. And Jeannie, I don't think she's really passionate about this team. Yeah, she's better at managing it than the other brothers. But you've seen her on TV hanging all on LeBron's arm. You already know what that comes with, man. Whatever he say is gonna go. That's just what it is, because she loves this guy. You know, and when her heart's connected to somebody, you see how hard it is for her to let go.
Yeah.
So it's bad. It's bad for the future, because right now it's all Klutch and all LeBron. Whatever they want is gonna go.
Yeah, man.
Would they be in the same position if they didn't have two superstars that were rep by the same agency? Because do you think that matters a lot? Because I think that doubles the amount of output that they have. Because all of a sudden you can't say, okay, well, LeBron wants this, AD wants this, and they get along amazingly. They don't have any problems, so like they're going to be in lockstep with each other. So I think that you got a lot of pressure.
To answer your question,
I
wish they had two different superstars from different agencies.
I think you have a lot of pressure with that.
But the main pressure comes from LeBron has so much tied with Klutch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's so invested with Klutch. You know, that's his sports organization. So if he didn't have any ties to either, you know, organization, then it'd be better for us. But since he's, you know, that's his entity, you know, he has a lot of power there.
Well, on the AD thing too, AD grew up idolizing LeBron. That's his favorite player. That's his big bro. So it also it's still the same thing. No matter, so like at the end of the day, if LeBron wants this, then AD is going to say, okay, cool, let's do it. So it's still the same topic though. If you have two superstars in the same agency, so that's why, regardless of how much sway one has, they're both going to just kind of sway the same way.
And the whole overarching thing over all of this is Jeannie, because Jeannie is so tied to Bron. You know what I mean? Because if this was Miami, this would not be going on. You know what I'm saying? If this was like a San Antonio, this would not be going on.
Even Dan Gilbert eventually put his foot down and said, "No, we're not trading the 7th overall pick." I don't think that was the right decision, but he put his foot down.
Was that the Amari one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they should have did that.
Yeah. So, but again, I'm gonna go back and say this, man. To your point, to add to what you guys just said, this is why I think real diehard Laker fans are disgruntled with LeBron, because we want the pressure. Like what D. Free said about the two free agents, we want the pressure because pressure makes diamonds. That's how you get stuff done in the West Coast. If there's no pressure and LeBron just breaking records and selling T-shirts and putting butts on seats, that's not what Laker fans want. Real Laker fans, we don't want that. We want championship contention every single year, or at least close to every single year, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And truly, the only true championship contending year was the one where we won the championship. The other two, we fell short. We didn't even get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. One championship with two superstars, the magnitude of a LeBron James and AD, has been a failure if you think about it.
Absolute failure.
But Los Angeles is different. They expect at least two championships when you have superstars of that caliber.
I think it would have been a failure 10 years ago, but I don't think so much in today's NBA, where there's so much talent across the damn league. That's why nobody's been able to repeat. It's just so damn hard to even get back there. I think back then it might have been.
The way the Lakers operated in the past, it would have been a failure. But the way the Lakers are operating now, it's almost like we're just content making the playoffs. You know?
That I don't agree with, that they should be operating like that. But again, back to the same point, is that the league now is not the league then. Like it's all different. Everything's different.
But this is where
I tend to disagree a little bit. Granted, there's a lot of great players there, but the league is a lot softer now. If you get a good core, you have a good coach, you have some continuity there, you have your two superstars, I have a strong feeling you can repeat in this league. I don't believe that it's just so good that you can't repeat. No, you have, granted, things have to fall in your, the right way. Just like when we won those three-peats, like we had to have things, we had to have some luck within there too, on top of all the skill and know-how that we had. So I don't think it's impossible, but we've made a bunch of bad mistakes, front office decisions that have cost us championships and deep runs into the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah. I think a lot of that's health, because I think at least a couple of these years, like that first year after the bubble, they would have probably won if they were healthy that year. Yeah. They were looking like gangbusters that year before they got hurt. And then also, I think another year in there, I don't remember which one. Maybe it was even this one. If they had actually, you could say this year, if they had a better record, they might have had a better chance. And some of this year also was maligned by the injuries too. But that first year after the bubble, looking at that season, how Phoenix just cakewalked to the finals, I think they might have repeated that year. So,
Yeah, man, that injury really pissed me off, bro. But sometimes, it's the lack of adjustments, man. Even Frank Vogel got exposed after most of his assistants left, and he's not been able to recover as a championship coach. Let's be real, man. This man he had 4 grade A level coaches, and I'm counting Rondo and LeBron as a part of those as well, man, assistants to the Frank Vogel staff, because, man, Jason Kidd, you see what type of pedigree head coach he is. I remember when Frank Vogel was still the head coach, I wanted Jason Kidd to take over. So people were worried about his background and this and that. I'm like, it has nothing to do with coaching. Let the man take over. He's going to be better than Frank Vogel. And sure enough, they poached him away, and I was pretty upset when that happened. But as you can see now, he's proven everybody who was vouching for him right, man. This guy is a real head coach.
But here's one thing I could say about Frank Vogel. Even though he was bad with the offensive end of the ball, we were a top defense in this league. We had something that we could lean on. We had an identity. Yeah. With Darvin Ham, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know who we were. 1 minute we're one of the worst offensive teams in the league. Then the second half, we were like one of the best. And then we get in the playoffs. It flips again. You know what I mean? So now we have to get a head coach, and we have to have good assistants around him, especially if you're going to get a rookie head coach like JJ Redick. You have to have some veteran leadership in that coaching stable right there, or else we're gonna be right back trying to battle into the play-in and all this stuff. So we have we got to hit bullseyes on all these decisions in the summer when it comes to filling out the roster and picking a head coach.
Absolutely, man. And I'll ask you the same question I asked every guest, bro. Final question of the stream. What is your ideal offseason for the Lakers in your book?
Well, for me, is build on the depth. We got the 2 superstars that we need. We have to find a way to get the ball out of LeBron's hands a little bit so he can rest, because the way we was running him last season is not a recipe for us to get a title.
True. We
have to be able to rest him. He's older now. He's still great, don't get me wrong, but we got to treat him like that Ferrari, man, that high-end sports car. We can't just be riding him every day. We have to have a competent roster that can come in, not only help LeBron, but help AD out. He needs to be back in that power forward spot more than he was last season. We need a good center that can rim protect, that can rebound, do some of the dirty work, so that doesn't tax AD. And AD got to get in the gym this summer and get that jumper back. If we're gonna make it anywhere, he has to work on that jump shot. We need him hitting threes. Absolutely. At least be average.
Yep.
Make the defense respect us. That'll open up the lane for Bron, and it's gonna be easy. But got a lot of decisions to make. We need some shooters. We need some defenders. We can't have these either or guys. Either one guy plays defense and one guy plays offense. We need dual threats on the court.
Man, just preaching. That was one of my biggest problems with the whole roster last year. There's so many one-way guys, man. Just goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, man, great take, Solo, and of course my guy D Free, man, great takes from both of you guys. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining me today on Phone Call Friday. We will have another segment post game after the Mavs versus Timberwolves game, so make sure you guys do tap in, and maybe the fellas will join in again. But I appreciate you guys, and by the way, you guys both killed it, man. Let me give you all flowers real quick, man. Again, thank you, fellas, for joining in today, man. Appreciate y'all. Man, a lot of great takes today. I will see you guys later on for the game on Playback TV. So make sure Kimiko's been posting all the links up here. Shout out to Kimiko. And follow my guys D Free here on YouTube, man. He's gonna be breaking down in the future. He's gonna be breaking down some basketball. You guys are gonna want to tap in with my boy. And Solo, man, you got a bright future, man. If you got any social media outlets you want to shout out, go ahead, brother.
I don't have any socials, man. I just, came on here to, do my barbershop talk,
Hey, well, we appreciate you. You're always welcome back. Both of you guys are, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And we'll talk soon, all right? Appreciate you guys.
All right, see ya.
Oh, my bad. I cut him off a little too early. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry, brother.
No, I was just saying, see ya. One thing I wanted to say is never mind, I lost it. That's a good way to end it, though.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, brother. I cut you off a little prematurely. I got trigger happy here.
Nah, you're good.
I was trying to beat the hour, didn't beat it anyways. But again, thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. And we'll talk soon, all right?
Yep, see you, man.
Hey, listen, that was a great segment, man. Phone Call Friday is back in full effect. And again, it's going to be 2-a-days. When I do pregame now, Phone Call Friday will be in the mornings, and it'll be in the afternoons as well. So make sure you guys do chime in, tap in. Again, Playback TV. You guys see the link here. Make sure you guys click it and follow me over there on Playback. It's at 5. Me and the fellas going to be over there. Church, my boy, talking about the fellas. Church, we're going to be over there at 5. All right. I believe the game starts at 5 or 5:30. Regardless, that's going to be a banger. Game 1 was an absolute amazing game. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Shout out to my sponsorship, Prize Picks. You guys know the promo code. And I will see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out.